Good day, learners! I am Miss Lani, and today I will be discussing the forms, differences, and relationship among phrases, clauses, and sentences. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to define and differentiate phrase, clause, and sentence. Identify phrases and clauses used in a sentence. Differentiate the two types of clauses. And write meaningful sentences. Let us begin with a phrase. A phrase is a group of words that stands together as a single grammatical unit. Typically, a phrase is a part of a clause or a sentence. Phrase can stand alone because it doesn't have a subject and a verb. Phrase does not give a complete idea. And it is usually consists of an article, preposition, or a noun. A phrase acts as a noun, an adjective, or an adverb in a sentence. So it can also be defined as a group of related words which lacks a subject and a verb that acts as a single part of speech in a sentence. Take a look on this example. A lovely dress. Is this a group of words? Yes, it is. Does this group of words has a subject and predicate? No. There is no subject and verb combination. Does it convey any meaning or thought? No, it has no meaning when used alone. Let us have another example. On the table. This group of words has neither a subject or a verb, so this alone does not give a complete idea. Next, finish the task. This group of words contains a verb which is finish, but it doesn't contain a subject. Now take a look on this group of words, Christine and her friends. This group of words has a subject, but there is no presence of verb. There is no action done by Christine and her friends. Remember that a phrase can have a subject or a verb but does not contain both. A group of words without subject and verb can also be considered as a phrase. The next one is a clause. A clause is a group of words having both subject and a verb. It can sometimes act as a sentence, but it is not always the case. There are two types of clause, the independent clause and the dependent clause. An independent clause is the one that can stand alone in a sentence. It is also known as the main clause. Independent clause requires no extra information to understand. It has a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. Let us have an example. After I die, I will be forgotten. This sentence is divided into two parts. After I die and I will be forgotten. We just studied that an independent clause consists of subject and a verb. In these two parts, the one that consists of subject and a verb is I will be forgotten. The subject is I, and the verb is will be forgotten. Since this group of words express a complete thought, I will be forgotten is an example of independent clause. Another example is, I love my country, so I will make sure to protect its sovereignty. This sentence is also divided into two. The first one is, I love my country, and the other one is, so I will make sure to protect its sovereignty. On the first part of the sentence, the subject is I, and the verb is love. These also express a complete thought and can stand alone. So, I love my country is an example of an independent clause. Meanwhile, dependent clause is the one that cannot stand alone as a sentence. It is also known as subordinate clause. It is called dependent clause because it needs to be attached or joined to an independent clause. And it is a supporting part of a sentence. Dependent clauses begins with a subordinating conjunction such as before, if, when, after, so, hence, therefore, since, because, so that, and others. On the example that we had a while ago, I love my country, so I will make sure to protect its sovereignty. The second part, so I will make sure to protect its sovereignty, is considered as dependent clause. It has a subject, which is I, and the verb, which is will make. However, it begins with a subordinating conjunction, so, and has no complete thought. Another example is, after I did my best to study, I received high marks. This sentence is also divided into two parts. The first part of the sentence, after I did my best to study, is the dependent clause. It has the subject, which is I, and the verb, which is did. It begins with a subordinating conjunction after, and it doesn't express a complete idea. The next one is, because I woke up late, I was not able to pass my projects on time. Take a look on the first part of the sentence, because I woke up late. It has a subject, which is I, and the verb, which is woke up. But then, it doesn't give us a clear thought or idea. This part begins with a subordinating conjunction, because. Therefore, because I woke up late is an example of dependent clause. Now let us proceed to the sentence. A sentence is a group of words that contains a subject and a predicate. A subject is the topic of the sentence, and predicate tells something about the subject. As such, sentence contains a subject and predicate. It expresses a complete thought and begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop period, a quotation mark, or an exclamation point. Now take a look on these examples. Everyone needs food. Are you okay? Look out! Everyone needs food. In this sentence, the subject is everyone and the complete predicate is needs food. This has a complete thought, so therefore it is a sentence. Are you okay? The subject is you and the predicate is are okay. Though it ends in a question mark, it can be considered as a sentence because it expresses a complete thought. Next, look out! This group of words is just a predicate, but it has an underlying subject which is you. This is an example of an imperative sentence that commands you to look out. Therefore, this is a sentence. Now let us find out if you learned something from my discussion today. Try to identify what is being asked in each statement. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1. It is a group of words that does not consist of a subject and a verb. A. Clause, B. Phrase, C. Sense, D. Predicate. That is right. The correct answer is phrase. Next, which among the following is an example of a phrase? A. Almost over you. B. I care for you. C. When you lied. D. You are my sunshine. Very good. Almost over you is the correct answer. It doesn't have a combination of a subject and a verb. Next, identify the dependent clause in the sentence, because he leaves, I can face tomorrow. A. Because he leaves, I can. B. I can face. C. Because he leaves. D. I can face tomorrow. You're on the go. The dependent clause is because he leaves. It has a subject, which is he, and a verb, which is leaves. However, it begins with the subordinating conjunction because, and it doesn't express a complete idea. Number 4. One of the types of clause that can stand alone as a sentence is called letter A. Dependent clause, B. Independent clause, C. Sentence, D. Phrase. Good job! The correct answer is independent clause. Last question. Which of the following expresses a complete idea? A. I am hungry. B. When I was angry. C. At home. D. So that I will give you my food. Excellent! I am hungry is the correct answer. The subject is I and the predicate is am, hungry. These group of words express a complete thought. And that is all for today. I hope that you learned a lot from today's session. Thank you for watching. See you!